The big boss over at Take-Two was pressed on the huge question of GTA 6's pricing, and it may not be the arm and the leg that's been rumored. But we do have official pricing for Valve's new Steam controller.
On top of that, we got exciting news on the Blood of Dawnwalker, a Battlefield movie, PlayStation Plus, and a whole bunch more right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single week, we're bringing you all the biggest news from the video game industry. You can find us on YouTube and podcast services everywhere. My name is Erector Red, as always, joined by this delicious treat, Mr. Full Clip. What's up, dude? How are you?
Oh, delicious treat. I'd be weary of that flavor if I were... Anyway,
well,
doing
listen,
good. How are you?
Everybody has a thing they're into, you know. People like dill pickles. Some people...
Surprisingly close in flavor. Anyway.
yeah, that's what I think of when I think of you sometimes. When I think of your flavor, which I do a lot, actually. I'm constantly like, I wonder what he tastes like.
Yep. I figure you
All right.
taste like smoked meats and IPAs.
Nailed it. Yeah. Oh, man, you are crushing it right now. What's going on, dude? How are you?
Doing pretty good. It's that time of year where we're getting back outside and playing a little less video games, but getting shit done. You got to do it. I'm trying to get my mini excavator sponsorship through TikTok by putting in the videos, putting in the work. So, do you think we'll get a G&W sponsor before I get a mini excavator on TikTok?
Oh, man. I'm fine with you just getting a mini excavator and then just putting like a GNW like sticker on it. I think, and we'll call that a win for both teams, you know,
yes.
As long as I can borrow it once in a while.
Absolutely.
Just, okay, cool. Yeah, then keep up with good work, dude. I think you're well on your way to getting maybe just a little one.
Yeah.
But, you know, we could always stream. We could dream big. Yeah, man, I saw you out there working hard. I'm like, what is he doing out there? He's just digging holes. And then it made me feel bad about myself just eating chips and watching movies. But, you know, I'm proud of you.
But you got to relax, too. That's part of the equation.
Yeah. 24 hours a day. That's me just eating chips. Just watching the shittiest stuff. Yeah. I'll get out there and dig some holes, though, too. You've inspired me.
Oh, yeah.
Other than digging holes, you've been doing anything in the video game world? Playing any games?
Yeah, we talked about Bloodborne last week.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like in a really bad place because I felt like, you know, no matter what I did, I couldn't progress. I didn't know what was going on or how to do it. Then I figured out, like, well, you basically either have to get real good at beating some really big dog wolf things, or you just smash enough barrels until you eventually find like a side path that swipes everything. And the next thing you know, within like 2 hours, I beat the first two bosses within 5 minutes of each other. And I'm feeling like I'm good at the game.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I did forget about that aspect where so much of it in any From Software game is just running. It's just avoiding all combat and running to get to like open up a door or to get to a save spot, because then like, I mean, all this shit's going to respawn anyway. So it's like sometimes, if you could just run past everything and get to that next shortcut. I completely forgot about it. And when you're like, I found this door to open this, and I'm like, yes, I forgot. So yeah, I failed you in the tips and tricks section of the show, but I'm glad you did it. I'm glad you got there. What'd you think of the first boss battles?
The first boss was pretty easy once I realized, like, my first encounter with him, I had a couple Molotovs, and I thought, this thing looks like he's made of wood, so let's just spam him with the Molotovs. So once I started getting to where I could easily get back to that point, I kind of just developed the habit of going back to the dream or whatever it's called, putting all of my bullets into the storage, I guess, because I'm rarely using the gun. I'm using like the axe in the two-handed mode, and that let me put those aside so that I could come back later, cash a bunch out at the right time, and then I could load up on Molotovs and health potions. So that was the strategy: max out on those, then go fight that thing, and had to get a little bit good at the combat. But it was like attempt number 2 that I took it out, and then just 5 more minutes of exploring, and I'm against the dude in the cemetery. He was the second boss, and I beat him first try, and it was just a matter of like not getting hit.
Yeah, that's impressive. Good job, dude. Yeah, that's fun. I almost booted it up last week after we were talking about it, and then I I don't know what happened, but I was like, man, I should download it. And even more talking about it now, I'm like, man, I should, because I don't think I ever finished, like, I platinumed the base game, but I don't think I ever finished the DLC. So it might be a good excuse to go in there and do that. So that's fine.
I'll tell you, I was a little bit shocked by those trophies. The first boss was like 46% of people who played the game made it past the first boss. And the next one was only like 43 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty that's great. I like those stats. Anything else?
Nah. Other than that, just got back into a little more Schedule 1. Been playing it some of these nights where I've got like 2 or 3 hours to kill, and it's been fun. I'm just trying to get to like the newer stuff and unlock the shrooms. I never played that update since it's came out, so trying to have a little more fun and see what that is about.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, I keep meaning to get back to that one as well. I don't know. And then I find myself just playing more like retro rewind until I could 100% that. I did get a new game, a game called Forbidden Solitaire. Just came out last week, and it's a solitaire game, sure, because I'm an old man. I'm a boomer. But it's based on the gimmick behind it is that it's like a 90s like CD-ROM computer game that you've found at like a thrift store, and you put it in, and it's basically like haunted. It's like this is like an FMV game, in that there's like parts where there's the full motion video like that were really popular back in the 90s, where it's like actors that recorded like low res video of themselves in there. But it's basically, you're playing the solitaire, and like you keep getting like, and then it goes out to like your screen is basically your new age like computer screen. So you'll get like messages come in and videos that correspond with what you're seeing, like being sent to you from somebody. So it's interesting. Every once in a while you'll get like an update on this developer was like haunted, and there were like suicides that happened there, and then you got to go in and do solitaire. And the solitaire it's fun if you like solitaire. There's different things that are added to it to make it more enjoyable, or there's like you got to fight like undead creatures or get through like these puzzles by doing the solitaire. So it's if you're a fan of solitaire, I highly recommend it. It's a great solitaire game that has like a story to go with it, which it's not solitaire is not really a story kind of game, but this has a really great story. The game itself is about 6 hours long. I think I'm like 2 hours into it. So I'm having a lot of fun. I just got it last night, and I'm looking forward to go play more. I gotta see what's next. You know what I mean?
Nice. Yeah, I saw that pop up when it may have been you playing it, but I thought it was my other buddy. And I wondered, like, okay, Forbidden Solitaire, what's the catch? Is this like a Clover Pit style thing? There's going to be like blood and gore and something another.
Yeah, there's definitely blood and gore, but it's really, as far as the solitaire, it's pretty, basic. Not a ton of gimmicks attached to it. It's not like Balance Row or Clover Pit, where it's like creating a new. It's just solitaire is the way to solve puzzles or to fight monsters. So but it's good. I'm having a blast. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I've been doing. So it's time to get into our new releases from last week. All right, first up, we had Aphelion come out April 28th on PC and Xbox. This is a sci-fi adventure game from Don't Nod. So just having Don't Nod attached to it, I was excited to check it out, which I still haven't gotten. I downloaded it because it is available on Game Pass, so I'm halfway there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's about two astronauts that are like surveying a new planet. So, Earth, it's the near future. Earth is uninhabitable, or getting that way, and they sent out these astronauts to go survey this new planet. And it's haunted, or there's aliens, or something like that. But with the two astronauts, one has the ability to like investigate things, the other one does like simple like parkour. So there's different styles of gameplay, but it's pretty much just everything I'm hearing from it is like it's on rails. It's kind of a walking simulator, is less than they're more than an adventure game. Where like if you play the one who investigates, you're just kind of walking and he's telling you about things that he sees, and the other one does more of the gameplay. Which is fine if you know that going in, and if you enjoy that style of game. And with Don't Nod, doing mostly story based games, it can't be that bad, right? Unfortunately, the the reviews aren't too great for this one. It's at a 70 on OpenCritic right now, and Steam reviewers are not too pleased. On top of that, it's only a 6-hour game, so there's a lot going against it. But I still want to check it out. I think just because of the Don't Nod developer title on there, I'll check it out. Does this one do anything for you?
Well, watching the trailers, like I'm into it as like a sci-fi narrative, and I thought this would be a great movie. I mean, I really like to see that story. So hearing that that's how the gameplay is, that might work in its favor. But like you said, you got to know that going in. If you're expecting like something way more out of the gameplay, you're going to be upset. But I just looked up the price to see, because if it's like a 6-hour walking simulator is not a $60 game. And thankfully, it is not a $60 game. It's $34.99 regularly, discounted like to $31 on Steam or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still probably not into it at that price. If it comes down to like $20, then sounds like a great experience. I mean, the price of a movie ticket at a nice movie place.
Sure. Yeah. Or like, if you do have Game Pass, if it's a 6-hour game and you can knock it out in a couple sittings or whatever, might be one experience there, This is kind of like what we were talking about last week when we were talking about Game Pass, these little titles that they add that look interesting, but you're not ready to shill out the 30, $40 for them. So this kind of is perfect for that. All right. And then next up, Invincible Versus came out on April 30th on PC, PS5, and Xbox S and X. Does have crossplay throughout all of those systems. It's a 3v3 tag team fighting game with all the characters from the comic book Invincible, the Prime series Invincible. That's very, very popular right now. And it's the first game from the studio Quarter Up, which is made up of ex-Killer Instinct developers. So right there, you got Killer Instinct developers making a fighting game. I'm intrigued, On top of that, the Invincible comic series was one of my favorite comics. It's still it's such a good story. I fell off at some point. I got to go back and read some. But the show is great. The comic's great. The characters are great. This one does have 18 of the characters from the series. There's a story mode, which from what I'm hearing, it's only about like an hour-long story mode, but it's an entirely new story set in that universe written by Robert Kirkman. So that's cool if you're a fan of the series. And then it has like an arcade mode, multiplayer. This one, for me though, like I sound like the perfect person for this, and I was until I saw it has a $50 price point, which it's not terrible, but I think 18 characters, an hour-long story. Like I think I'm cool to wait on this one. If they maybe add more content, more characters, then it makes it a little bit more worthwhile. And then on top of that, they have like a battle pass that I think is right now is adding characters, but you got to buy the battle pass on top of that. So, yeah. What are your thoughts?
Well, I got to preface this by saying I've never watched any of the Invincible stuff, so to me, looks like generic fighter game. But Killer Instinct is one of those that I grew up with on the Super Nintendo, so that yeah, it makes it interesting at least.
Yeah, it definitely. I am interested to see how popular. Like in my world, Invincible is very popular. I'm interested to see how popular it is outside of my little bubble. So we'll see how well this game does sell. Then last up, Saros came out April 30th on PlayStation 5. This is the big one. A lot of people have been looking forward to this one. It's the latest title from Housemarque. They most recently did Returnal for PlayStation, and this is kind of like a successor to that. It's a similar style of gameplay. It's a fast-paced cinematic action game. This one they're calling a bullet ballet, which I really like. I like the sound of that. Writing it is weird though, because it's like they're spelled similar, but they're so different. It's either like bullet ballot or bullet ballet. You know, it should be like that. But it stars Rahul Kohli, who you know from like the Haunting of Hill House. I think he was in that. All those Netflix series. But he plays the main guy. And he's got these high-tech weapons, and he's going through this world where every time you die, like the literal world that you're in changes. And you have to then, get up and go through it again, and it's all different. The cool thing about this one and the way that this is kind of separated from Returnal was a little bit more punishing. This one has in between, like when you die, you can go back and unlock permanent upgrades that make your game a little bit more enjoyable, maybe a little easier. So that's pretty cool. I like the sound of that because ultimately it very much is a roguelite, but just a very, very well-made AAA, beautiful looking one. This, I was interested to see your take on this one. Is this, I don't know if this is something that you'd be interested in at all.
It definitely gives me vibes of Death Stranding, which I don't know. You said fast-paced action. I don't get that vibe from it, except for maybe like when you're in the battles and stuff. But of course, you had that with Death Stranding too. So I don't know if this is the game for me.
Yeah. What about Bullet Ballet? Does that make you horny?
I don't know. I've heard of bullet hells and bullet. I don't know what else, but we're inventing a lot of new terms these days for. Yes, Bullet Heaven. I want that game.
So yeah, Bullet Ballet. It's fun, and it's right out to the 88 on Metacritic, OpenCritic, one of those two. It is one of the highest rated games so far this year, so pretty cool. Add it to the Game of the Year nominee list, and we'll. I'm gonna wait for it to come to PlayStation Plus or something. That's the way I roll as a cheapskate.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm seeing 10 out of 10s, 9.5 out of 10s.
That is it.
Looks good.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's getting all the good reviews, and I really do like the actor that's in it, Rahul Kohli. So even more gets more points there. But all right, that's it for our new releases. It's time to get into our news of the week. All right, speaking of waiting for the PlayStation Plus games, we got the new announcement for May. If you are a subscriber to PlayStation Plus, you'll be getting EA Sports FC 26, Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers, and Nine Souls coming out May 5th. Nine Souls, I played a little bit. That's a good platformer. Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers is one I wanted to try, so I'm excited to maybe get in there. It's a Dark Souls like game from China. So and then fucking soccer.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Into Nine Souls. I've wanted to try that one out for a while. The just the image of it just makes me want to play it. And like you said, Wu Chang, good one too. Don't care about soccer. Most sports games ever. But am I crazy, or did there used to be like more games for the different tiers that would come out on PlayStation? Or has it always been like just 3 for the month?
So Yeah, so this is for the base, like for the base subscription. If you want to play online, you got to have the PlayStation Plus. These are the free ones for that, and then there's the extra and premium catalog that you could get. That's similar to the Game Pass. So yeah,
Gotcha.
this is just pretty much anybody that has a PlayStation should have PlayStation Plus. If if obviously you're playing multiplayer games or whatever, these are the games you get for free. So yeah, very cool. All right. We recently heard from Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick, and he had a lot to say about some exciting things. We got into GTA 6. He didn't mention it there, but he called me specifically and told me how much it was going to be and that it's going to be a banger. And I said, thanks, Strauss, but, we're not talking about that.
I knew it. You're on the Epstein list, aren't you?
Well, a different Epstein list, the Epstein list of the coolest people in the world. And this is from Steve Epstein, my next door neighbor. Yeah, it's very confusing. His list came out first. He never thought this would be a thing.
Gotcha.
Anyways, this is from, there was a conference, the Interactive Innovation Conference, and it was for all the head muckety mucks in the video game world to go there and blow each other, basically. But Strauss hit on lots of different topics, and thought it was very interesting. So I'm going to go through some of the quotes. The first one he talked about was the GTA 6 price. Everybody's been like speculating, is it going to be that a premium price higher than other games? And his quote says, consumers pay for the value that you bring to them, and our job is to charge way, way, way less of the value delivery. How you feel about something you buy is the intersection of the thing itself and what you pay for. Consumers need to feel like the thing itself is amazing and the price they were charged was fair for what they got. So it doesn't sound like we're going to be getting the $100 game that, people were speculating at one point. So that's cool. He does also go on to mention that, talking about game inflation and how pricing has stayed the same, that he said, if you look at it through that lens, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But that isn't the lens through which we look. Instead, we look at how do we deliver something amazing and how do we make sure that what people pay for, it feels very reasonable. So, yeah. Which I was thinking about that when we talk about inflation so much these days, and the fact that games have been $60 my entire life, basically. Yeah. It's pretty crazy that they haven't gone too much up in price. But what are your thoughts on this whole thing, the GTA price and just money in general?
Money in general. I'm comparing in my head, like, if video games went up in price the way candy bars have gone up in price at the register at the store, we'd be looking at like $120 to $150 for a basic game these days. So, he's right. And his overall point there, it's interesting to hear because it's not what you expect. You expect people, especially a business that's been so successful at raking in the money, you expect that their attitude's like, we need more, more, more. And that, I think, is their attitude at the end of the day, because that's a corporation and that's what they're supposed to do. But they also have to run the thing reasonably, and they have to, keep the good faith of the customer. And if you put $100 price tag on GTA 6, you may lose a lot of faith instantly. And maybe some people just out of protest won't even buy the game.
Sure.
I think most people still would. But on the, I think he's kind of dancing around giving a real honest answer here, though. I think the plan is what the plan is. The plan sounds like it's $60 or $70. I guess we're 70 as a base now. I think it's $70. But I think if he comes out and says $70, then the Take-Two stock, shoots downward instantly, because there's a bunch of people probably investing their money hoping that it's going to be $100 per copy of the game sold, and they're going to all get richer.
Yeah, I do think that's a good point. Yeah, he's not going to say anything until, it's all probably, documented, and there's like there's a whole plan according to this. So yeah, we'll see. Another thing that he did get into too is like how to deal with kind of the hype, the how to measure the success of this game, because it's fucking GTA 6, you know, so it's got a lot to deliver. And he does say that what we think about is making the most spectacular piece of entertainment on Earth in history. And it's a pretty daunting challenge. If we do that, and if we're of service to our customers, then the upside will take care of itself. But then he did also say that he thinks a lot of people will be calling in sick on November 19th. So, yeah, I think you and I will probably be one of those people. So, yeah, man, it's a lot. Like, especially because of the delays and stuff, it's just allowing more and more of this hype to grow. Um, yeah, I don't know. You expect big things, right? I mean, what
I
should
do.
we expect?
I mean, it's been my opinion for a long time that Rockstar creates the greatest games of their time. So I mean, specifically the Grand Theft Auto games, but also Red Dead 2. That's what I was saying last week was like my most favoriteest game of all
Hmm.
time that you got to try out. Um, they're good quality games that shape the landscape of all of gaming, and I expect the same from GTA 6. And I'm trying not to have like too high of expectations, but at the same time, to expect like the greatest thing we've ever seen in gaming somehow doesn't feel wrong for GTA 6 and Rockstar.
Yeah, yeah, man. I'm for sure hyped. Um, and then lastly, he did mention briefly. Um, he talked a little bit about what they could expect next from Rockstar, and he basically just said broadly, we're looking at doing something in the future with all of our intellectual property. There's nothing to announce on LA Noire specifically, and if there were, it would be Rockstar announcing it, not me. But in any case, with regard to our legacy IP, the teams are always looking at what we have, and we're always thinking about it. Um, the question is, at any given time, do we have a team that's passionate about working on that? So, yeah, that was another great game. But yeah, again, like you said, anything that Rockstar does put out is going to be awesome. You know, their track record proves that. They have a few, very, very few missteps, and even then, they're not major. You know, so
Yeah.
yeah, it will be once GTA 6 does come out. Then like what is next? Do we just start? When do we talk about GTA 7? Start right away. Um, be interesting to see
Uh,
what's next.
like I think people on YouTube definitely will, but I'm hoping for something like go back to Bully, go back to I'm pretty sure they did Manhunt. I didn't play the Manhunt games on like PlayStation 2 era, but I think
Yeah,
that was them.
yeah. Didn't they have it on? Wasn't it on Wii? I think it was on Wii also. I
Might have been.
remember that. You want a new Red Dead game, right?
I do, but I can be patient on that. I mean, like
Sure.
if it's 10 years after Red Dead 2 released, but I mean, I guess the clock's kind of ticking on that. It's already been like 5 or
Yeah.
more,
At least
maybe
give us
maybe way
a
more.
red. It's been more for sure, dude. It's just you keep playing it that it doesn't seem like you ever
Yeah,
stop. Um, but yeah, like a Red Dead 2 like remaster or something like that, would be great. Um, all right. Well, that's it from Strauss. Hopefully, we'll get some official news real soon about GTA 6. All right, next up, one of my most anticipated games finally has a release date. The Blood of Dawnwalker is set to come out September 3rd on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. So yeah, September 3rd. That's a nice spot to avoid. You got a couple months to finish this game up before GTA 6 comes out. But yeah, they also showed off a new trailer, which got me even more hype. It shows a bunch of new powers, new characters, and bits of the story, some of the sword fighting. So very cool. If you're unfamiliar with this game, it's a vampire story from Rebel Wolves. They have people from the Witcher series making this, and it's an open world vampire game. So kind of like expect like The Witcher, but with vampires. And it's
yeah,
very mature, and it has a great looking story about revenge and death and vampires. I'm so excited. So
Yeah.
yeah, did you watch this new trailer?
Yes, I did. And, at the beginning, I wasn't feeling a lot of hype because it's easy to be jaded these days. Everything looks kind of the same. And I thought, like, oh,
Sure.
good, another
Yeah.
thing that looks like Skyrim, but better graphics.
Hmm.
And then I saw that it was from, ex CDPR people, and that immediately spiked my interest.
Yeah, they look like they are doing a good job with this IP, and I'm really excited to see ultimately what it comes down to. Um, I don't know what to expect as far as the open world. Will it be like Witcher in this giant world, or will it be more linear? We'll see. We'll get more information the closer we get to release date on that. And then we got another new release date. This one for the Steam controller. This will be coming out like the day this comes out, actually, May 4th for $100 US. And it is a high performance ergonomic controller. It's got next generation magnetic thumbsticks, full size controls, trackpads, grip buttons, grip enabled gyro. And then it comes with a cool puck that serves as a wireless transmitter for a fast, stable connection. And then it's also a charging station. So it's got all you need in a PC controller. All right, how are you feeling about this? You gonna get it? You gonna get a controller for your PC?
I'll watch some videos on it, see how people are liking it, and then maybe consider it somewhere down the line. But for right now, I have options of, Xbox and PS4, PS5 controllers. I don't really see a need personally, but, that could change if there's just something killer on there that I don't know about.
Yeah, true. I mean, I agree. Like right now, anytime I want to use a controller, the PlayStation controllers work. They save on there. I turn it on and it's there. So it's not like a huge deal. I get like that this has, it's got the actual buttons and stuff like that. But like let's not deny the fact that this was intended to go with the Steam machine, which we have not heard anything about. Like, so I'm glad that they're releasing this, get it out there. Hopefully soon we'll hear something about the Steam machine or even the Steam frame. But as long as there's this shortage with, memory and all this shit, then I don't know if I don't know if the Steam machine is even going to happen. Can you imagine trying to make something like new like this currently in this world where um, everything, all the internal parts of this are so expensive? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Um, yeah, but
Yeah, and on top of that, the
yeah, no
tariffs and
info.
things like that were they're
Right.
talking in the articles about the Steam controller, about the price being so high due to import tariffs and everything.
Yeah, dude, tariffs. The Strait of Hormuz is blocked. Everything's just, we're all doomed. Um, we can't play our Steam games on our television easily with the push of a button. And it sucks. But hopefully, this is just a step in the right direction. We get the controller out, and now we'll put out a Steam machine at an affordable $700. I doubt that. We could be optimistic. All right. Anything else to add about that?
Nah.
All right. A few weeks ago, we announced the Call of Duty movie coming out sometime in the next 5 years. And then we heard about a Battlefield movie. Now, I like that they're always in competition with one another, either in games, in movies. This one is being directed by Christopher McQuarrie, who's done the last bunch of the Mission Impossible movies. And then also, it's got Michael B. Jordan as a producer, potentially also as a star in the movie. So it's an exciting team. And now they're just shopping the script around to see where it ends up. And it's pretty cool because there's been like a bidding war for the rights. They're talking about that Netflix, Warner Brothers, Sony, Universal, and Amazon MGM are all, fighting to get Battlefield. So yeah, it's exciting. Which one are you more hyped for, the Battlefield movie or the Call of Duty movie?
Not really feeling a lot of hype for either. That going back to Call of Duty, just not really paying a lot of attention to the campaign modes in those, and assuming that it's probably going to be based off of like the Modern Warfare storyline. That seems to be the most popular one and the safe move on their part. Battlefield, I have no idea where that story would go. And my big question is, how do they differentiate this as the Battlefield movie? Like what's coming in from the games? Because I don't really, I paid even less attention to the campaigns of those, because it's usually like you're just playing multiplayer on the multiplayer maps, or you're playing, I don't know, it's been a while since I've even played one. As far as like the story mode, I guess I have played a little bit on the current one, Battlefield 6, but it's not like characters that stay with you. The campaign in Battlefield, as far as I know, doesn't have kind of the lore around it that people really gravitate to when it comes to Call of Duty. So I don't know what the Battlefield movie, where it's going to be based, when it's going to be based. Maybe they could just go out on a limb and do something interesting, and it be throughout different eras and wars.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I mean, it really is just like a war movie, right? Like Battlefield, that's just their thing. It's just a good war game. It doesn't have like I mean, I could be totally wrong. Like I haven't played any of the games, but like yeah, like the characters like Soap and McTavish and Price, like the Call of Duty games have. So yeah, I don't know. But knowing that it has Michael B. Jordan, I'm Team Battlefield because I'm always Team Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. This is all very very early on with both Battlefield and Call of Duty. So we'll see. Probably the next time we'll talk about it is when we get a trailer for them. Yeah. Speaking of which, I didn't include it in the show notes, but did you see the trailer for the new Resident Evil movie?
No, I didn't.
It looks really good. Check it out. It looks real spooky. So yeah, nice. I'm excited to see it. All right, and then last up, we got a new game announcement. It looks very, very interesting. It's called Shot One Fighters, and this is a roguelite fighting game. So, I mean, I know people are burnt out on roguelites, but I really like when they take a style of game and add this feature in there, kind of make it a little bit different. And this is, in my knowledge, the first real like fighting game that has this this style of gameplay. Basically, it's like you're playing through like an arcade mode of like a fighting game where there's combos, different characters. And this, as you're going through, you're getting artifacts, you're getting different moves that you could add to increase your combo and get through this. And it's really an interesting idea. Pretty much the premise is to get like the best combo where you could get through the game, and win that and move on to the next thing. So instead of like kind of like a deck builder where you're getting all these cards that synergize well with one another, in this one you're getting moves that kind of flow into one another to get like the best combo and get through that part. I just want to read the features from the Steam page real fast. It just says a single-player roguelite with a cinematic story that unfolds across every run. 6-button fighting game controls that features easy combos, no experience required. 100-plus moves across multiple characters, each with their own moveset and playstyle. 100-plus artifacts that will boost your build, break it, or both. 60-plus unique events, minigames, and NPCs. Epic bosses, elite encounters across multiple acts. And a mech you call home. You rebuild it, it evolves. That part is for you, the mech part.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on this one?
Looks really cool. I think it's an interesting concept for a fighting game. I've never seen a tower that kind of branches that way, but then again, I don't play a lot of fighting games, and I know that's kind of a feature of roguelites, or at least that the Carmageddon one, that is that what it was called? The Rogue Shift, whichever that one was on the PlayStation recently. Kind of had that choose your own branching thing, so that, if you're feeling like you can take another battle, you can go that branch. If you're feeling like you better stock up and miss out on the rewards of the battle, but go over here and get some health or something like that, you can choose that branch. And I've never seen that in like a fighting tower before, so that looks interesting. Plus the whole card aspect of it. I knew you'd be completely all about it because of the card building, the deck building. And are you into just fighting games in general? Arcade fighters.
So this is, yeah, I really enjoy them. Like I don't ever invest in them, but I love, like, dude, I buy the Mortal Kombats every time. I wait for them to go way on sale so I could get like the DLCs. But I just love a fight. But I never, none of my friends play fighting games, so then I'm stuck playing against randos on multiplayer, and I just get trounced because they're all professionals. And like, but I love the style of like the exactly. They're always cheating. I love the style of like the cartoony, like Japanese ones. And like this is the year that was going to be the fighting game year for me. I was super excited with the 2X KO idea. I played that a little bit. It wasn't for me. Invincible versus, I was going to check that out. We talked about that. But now Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls comes out, I believe, in August. And that one I'm absolutely going to get. So, yeah. So get back to your question. I love the idea of fighting games. I want to play them. And I think that this is absolutely for me because I don't have to rely on playing against people on multiplayer. I could just do a run. It's going to change every time based on how I, shape my character. And this is exactly what I want in like a fighting game, something that I could just kind of figure out and go along as I go. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yep, the perfect fighting game for you. Roguelike, deck building, and
right, dude,
fighting.
Yeah. And cool characters. Like the characters look interesting enough. They're not like super generic. So, yeah. There's no release date or anything announced for this. So, we'll let you know when we get some more information about Shot One Fighters. But in the meantime, if you're interested in it, wish list it on Steam. Give it a little buzz. All right. Anything else?
Nope. I think that's about it.
All right, that is it from me as well. Thank you so much for checking out this episode of Gaming News Weekly. Be sure to go over to YouTube. Pop Culture Playground is the name of the channel. You will find this show there. Make sure you subscribe. That way you can see the trailers for all these things we talked about, including Shot One Fighters here. Otherwise, if you just want it on the go, anywhere podcasts are found, just type in GNW. This show will pop up. Make sure you subscribe there to have it in your phone or whatever device you have ready to go when you are ready to listen. So every single week, bright and early, we'll be there ready to give you all the updated news you need to know. And then, check us out on TikTok. Check Full Clip out on TikTok. He's just digging a hole in nowhere, baby. And that's where we'll be. So thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.